What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Big Dog Brad. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share. Welcome back to college football. Guys, it is finally here. Finally time to watch some real football teams again. Oh, my goodness. Can you believe it? How long has it been? It's been too long. It's too damn long. Guys, we got a lot to talk about today. Had like 12 cups of coffee. Couldn't sleep last night. Woke up this morning, air was nice and cold, crisp outside. Opened up the windows, let that fall breeze come in. Summer, get the hell out of here. We're ready for some fall football. Now, yes, I know it's Georgia. Still going to be 80 degrees today, but that's better than 105 like we've been seeing. So, let's give a shout out to the chat here. Jay Sipes, thanks so much for being here. Young Citrus, go Tigers. Thank you for being here this morning. Robert, welcome back. Johnny Bootlegger and Brad Pitt, thank you so much for tuning in this morning. So glad to have you guys on the stream today. Now, I don't make a whole lot of content in the off season, and the reason behind that is I just can't get motivated to make content. But this morning I woke up so motivated I felt like I could make 10 videos. It was time to go live. It was time to get the party started. I was sitting here on pins and needles, waiting for that first 5 minutes to go by because I wanted to turn the stream on and go live for you guys, ready to get it rocking and rolling. So we're going to give everybody just a little bit more time here to kind of get started in. We're going to do a brush over here, and we'll loop back to a lot of this stuff. First thing we're going to jump into is the football that we've already seen. If you have not been watching college football, you've missed some great games. Looking at, what do you want to call it? Hold on a second here. I got to check out what's going on with this thing here. Standard. Get the hell out of here with that. Here we go. Had to tighten that up. I was running at 480p. Look, I'm way too good of a setup to be rocking at 480p. We got to get that fixed. So let's do this real quick. Let's turn that. Got to make some edgements. Nope. Still not quite where we need it to be. Getting closer. One more again. Let's try that. I bet this works. There we go. Man, had to adjust the room there. Not quite what we needed. So, watching what's been played so far, the last Saturday we got to watch Iowa and Kansas State, a top 25 matchup. Pretty good game in the second half. Played in Dublin, Ireland. Rained quite a bit. Made a video on that. Go back and check it out. Then we watched Thursday, South Florida absolutely obliterate, destroy, and embarrass Boise State. Missouri hung 61s on Arkansas. Yes, I said that correctly. Arkansas, Central Arkansas. I'm pretty sure they suffered a major injury there. I didn't dig too much into it, but we'll find out more later. The two games that I watched last night was, of course, the Colorado-Georgia Tech game and the Baylor-Auburn game. Now, I'm no Georgia Tech fan. I don't like Georgia Tech. I'm a Georgia fan. I'm not supposed to like Georgia Tech. Let me get that out of here. That's enough of that. That's enough of that nonsense. What's going on with the? There we go. And what's up, Alex? I watched that game and I sat there and I'm like, good night. I have to pull for Georgia Tech. I cannot pull for Colorado. And if this makes you upset as a fan and you can't handle what I'm about to say, hey, I understand. Maybe this ain't the right channel for you, but I'm gonna say how I feel. If you missed the stream last night, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this morning. What happened last night is exactly what I told you was gonna happen. You know, I'm not gonna do one of them I told you so's, but I'm so sick and tired of all of the hype train that's surrounded Colorado. Prepare yourself for that place to be a dumpster fire the rest of the season. Miss the old Blackstone days. Yeah, me too, man. But I gotta, maybe we'll do some of those throughout the year. when it cools down a little bit. I'm too excited today to try and cook breakfast. And what's up, Matt? And I wanted to come sit in the studio. I wanted to show off the studio and just show you guys what I had going on here. So what in the world? Hold on one second. Got to fix something here. I don't know what is going on. Why did it do? Lord have mercy. This should not be doing this. Guys, struggling. First game of the season, struggling. Why would it? Cannot believe this thing this morning, man. Which one should we do? Should we do this? Let you guys pick. No, it's not real. Should we do this one? Why is everything mirrored? I don't understand why my image is mirrored. Everything's mirrored. What is going on? Why would it? There we go. Good night. We'll roll this one for right now. I don't know what's going on with that thing. Had to fix it, man. Had to fix it. Golly. I haven't used StreamYard in a hot minute, so apparently one of the settings was mirrored. I could do that setup, Alex, but my wife won't let me have that room. It's full of Christmas and Halloween stuff. The Halloween stuff that we don't have exploded all over the house, which I'm happy that she likes, but yeah. So, all right, back to the nonsense. Let's get to it. Looking at the games we've seen so far, the one I would point out, or two I would point out, is that Army lost to Carlton State from Fresh Prince of Smell Air. Number 12 Illinois beat Western Illinois 52-3. Whoopity do. But the Baylor Auburn game, Auburn, man, that Sawyer Robinson put up 400 plus yards in that game through the air. And if I'm not mistaken, he's the only one so far this season to get over 400 yards through the air. Outstanding performance by those guys. Now, let's talk about today's games. Yeah, Gunner going to go off. That's a fact. We'll get to that. Don't you worry. So we'll come back to the Texas-Ohio State game. That's a big game. We're going to give everybody a little bit longer to get in the stream here. Boise State looked horrible. They did look horrible. We're going to come back to that game. We are going to come back to the Florida State-Alabama game. We're going to talk about some of the other top matchups today. Not that there's a lot of great ones. There are some really good games, but we don't know what we're going to get yet because it's so early in the season. Some of these might be complete busts. Now, if you are a Tennessee fan, they're playing Syracuse today. Tennessee is a 14-point or 13.5-point favorite. I got to be honest with you guys. If I was betting this game, this is being played in Atlanta now. This is being played in Atlanta. If I was betting this game, I would take Syracuse in the 14 because I don't believe Tennessee, with all of the new moving parts and components they have, that they're going to be able to pull that off. I think that's going to be if you don't know Jay, you should listen to him anyway. Jay Shipes has the right idea. Hit a thumbs up, share, like, share, send it to your cousin, send it to your girlfriend sitting next to you, your wife, your side chick, your side boyfriend, whatever you got. Send it to them. It helps the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you want to become a member, there's something over here where you can join to become a member, and it helps support the channel. Helps keep the channel up and running. I was able to get a new computer, thankfully, this year. So this one runs a lot faster, makes video editing so much easier. Oh, my goodness. It's not such a chore. Used to, I would make a video, and then it would take like 2 hours to export. Not to mention it was a pain in the neck to try and make the video because it was taking up so much resources. Stuff was dragging and dropping in the wrong place, cutting it. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. And I refuse at this point to hand out that responsibility to somebody else. I like having my own touch on it. So as an LSU fan, man, I'm hella nervous. Well, let's talk about why. LSU, you guys play tonight like 7:30 or something? Yeah, 7:30. So this game really is a toss-up. I think, and I'm not trying to rag on LSU. Kirby knows stuff. Yes, so does Uncle Lou. Just he does the Loostradamus. You should go check that out. That intro he's got is hilarious. I know things or stuff. I can't remember which it is. So excited I can't sit still. Okay, so let's talk about the LSU Clemson game here. It's kind of a toss-up, but really what we're looking at is, can Cade Klubnik outperform Garrett Nussmeier? That's really what it's going to come down to. Now, the other part is who's gonna choke more? Is it going to be Emo Debo, because he's emotional, he cries all the time, and yes, my dear. Oh, it's so pretty. You want to show him? Come here. Say go dogs.
Go dogs.
There you go. All right, go upstairs. Yep. So, proof positive somebody likes me. I don't know if Coach Kelly is going to be able to out-coach Dabo. I think Dabo's been doing a pretty good job over there at Clemson. I mean, some would say they're not quite what they used to be since they won the 2 national titles. But I feel like he's a better coach than Coach Kelly. He seems to find a way to make that team gritty. I can't exactly tell you that I agree with the Clemson by 5 points. That's such a weird number. It's like 2 field goals. But 5 points, how do you get a 5-point lead? Let's think about that real quick. So a 14, this would be 2 touchdowns and then 2 field goals. That's 6 points. So how would you get a disparity of 5 points? If your over-under is 57.5, so they're thinking it might go to 58. So if it goes to 58 and you back off 5, and so that brings you to 53, and you cut 53 in half. So 53 and a half is 26. So you're thinking the game's going to be somewhere around 26 to 31. How does that? See, that's just weird. I don't understand how they come up with these numbers. They got these wild YouTube algorithm numbers. So, yeah. And if you ask me, a 5-point, that's just, I don't understand. Are you thinking you're going to get a safety and a field goal? Are we betting on that? What kind of bet line would that be? I'm trying to figure it out right now. Yes, my dear. Oh, you been a defender? Okay. What's up with this Micah Parsons? Who's Micah Parsons? Who's Micah Parsons? Are you talking about the guy that they didn't want to pay like $250 million? And so they traded him to Green Bay? Are you talking about that guy? That guy? Is he a great football player? Absolutely. Is he worth $188 million? Who would be? Who'd be worth $188 million? That's a crazy number, dude. It's a crazy number. I don't know that I would ever agree to paying anybody anywhere near that amount, but apparently somebody wanted to. And you know, can you fault one guy for saying, you know what? I don't want to pay you $188 million. If somebody else does, go for it. I mean, it's hard to find the fault in that logic. All right. So let's loop back up here. We are going to talk about the Georgia Marshall game. I know that's what we're here for. It's what everybody wants to talk about. Trenches. Why don't you jump in the stream, bro? Where you been? Trenches been on a tear, man. He's got families rocking and rolling. He's got a promotion at his job. He didn't have time for us anymore. But thank you for showing up here finally, Trenches. I'm just kidding. Kind of. Tennessee, Syracuse. Tennessee favored by 14. I'm taking Syracuse in that game. It's played in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. The reason I bring that up, though, is that if you still want to go to this game, if you happen to be a person who can tolerate the color orange, you can get tickets for this game at Mercedes-Benz Stadium for a whopping $29. You can get, well, let's see, it's about the 40-yard line for $135. Good to see you.
I missed you.
Missed you too. All right, go upstairs so they can get done. We're getting dressed up for the game. Trish has been hiding, man. He's been wheeling and dealing. He's been slinging them dollar bills, man, making that money. Yeah. So if you want to go to that Marshall game, if you want to go to the Georgia, I'm so hung up on Georgia today. Good grief. If you want to go to the Syracuse Orange game, you can go to that game for like $40. So yeah, that's quite a deal. Now, what's also quite a deal is that you can get tickets right now to the Georgia game for $33 at Sanford Stadium. It's a 3:30 game. Georgia's playing Marshall. The Thundering Herd. There we go. You can get tickets right now on about the 40-yard line for $108. Oh, actually $87. So there's plenty of tickets for sale. Obviously, I don't think it's going to be sold out. They say on Vivid Seats only 2% of tickets left. 2% of 100 of 90,000 is like 2,000. So you know, rough math on that. Oh, let's see. Haven't seen him in years. I know. Where's he been, man? Where's he been? Back to my pick for the LSU Clemson game. I'm taking Clemson. I think they can win by a touchdown. They're playing at Clemson. This is a night game. I feel like Clemson's going to show up for this game. It's a big game, especially starting the season. SEC versus ACC. Like, there's a lot of great points here. I don't even know how many times. When was the last time LSU played Clemson? January of 2020. And Clemson lost that game. LSU, that was their banner year. That was the 2019 season. And nobody was stopping that team. They beat the brakes off everybody they played. So yeah. Georgia Dog says, "Good morning, everyone." Yes, sir. It is finally here. Finally here. This is your first time here, first time seeing the channel. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and share. You can join the channel and become a member. Support the channel. That helps buy coffee, helps pay for the StreamYard subscription. And I'm not paying for the upgraded StreamYard subscription until we get enough members to cover that. I've been paying out of pocket for that for years now, and so we're just gonna let it ride. What are we eating today? Today, the wife is making some homemade sliders from a recipe that she got when she went up and visited a couple of different restaurants in Salem, Massachusetts. I also made the homemade hamburger buns, bread machine. Yeah, I'm a nerd because I don't want all the crap that's in regular bread in my bread. So yeah, that's what we're doing for lunch. I also think she might be making some jalapeno poppers. I'll have to double check. I'm not sure. And we're going to have good food to eat. Don't worry about that. Oh, so LSU Clemson, take Clemson, guys. Dogs Roast season begins at Knoxville. No, season begins today, sir. And I don't believe that Tennessee is going to be anything to worry about. I really don't. Georgia beat the brakes off of them when they had Nico Amalivia. I don't think this new quarterback's any better. They don't have better receivers. I think they replaced 4 or 6 of their offensive line, lost their running back. I mean, just a bunch of stuff. I could be wrong, but yeah. 30 Chick-fil-A nuggets, a gallon of lemonade, 30 wings, etc. Don't forget that gym membership. Good night. Good night. Man, so nice to be back. Oh, let's see. So, all right. Before we jump into it any further, one of the things that I wanted to throw out here for you guys is I want us all to take a moment and just really appreciate what college football is, how it feels, the tradition behind it. It's that waking up on a Saturday morning. It's going into the living room, turning on the TV, and watching all the shows get ready to get lined up for college football. It's feeling that fall, that crisp fall air, um, having the windows open, and just that feeling almost of like coming home. It's been so long. You've been away for so long, and you finally get back home, and it's just a wonderful feeling. Crazy cats. Today is Corso's last day, and so the reason that so many people feel a certain way about Corso leaving is because for a lot of us, it was you saw this guy every Saturday, and it was so great to have a same traditions in a world where everything is 90 to nothing all the time. We get wrapped up, we get wrapped around the axle, and we think that life just moves too fast. And then football season comes around. And yes, football season goes by in a blur, but it's this time of year where you start seeing the fall festivals show up. You start seeing the fall decorations come out. You start seeing the holidays come around and family come together and these great football games. And a lot of solid friendships are built this time of year. And the traditions that we see from Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Texas, Auburn, Florida, um, it just really is one of the things that makes college football so great. It's all of the history that goes with the program. This is another Georgia football team, but none of these players, not a single player that is on this team right now was here 7 years ago. It's a completely different team. Completely. The red and black is still there. The fans are still there. But we all absolutely love that feeling of it is Saturday, it is college football, it is fall in the air, it is all the things that make this time of year so special. If to me, college football just feels like home. And so today, very special Saturday, the first real Saturday of college football, the first Saturday where everybody gets to play. We're not watching 2 or 3 games on a Thursday. By the way, nothing wrong with your team if you're UAB playing Alabama State. We still love you. But guys, it's time to see the heavy hitters come out, slide those big gloves on, line up across from one another and start throwing haymakers. Start getting into that college football field. Start yelling and swearing at the TV and razzing each other left and right about, I told you so, you was wrong, I was wrong, you bunch of dummies. Yelling at the referees, look how blind this guy is. I can't believe they made that call. That is all what it's all about. I don't choose my game day food. My parents do. My wife is going to put my wife is already putting out Halloween decorations. They're already a bunch up there. But let's talk about some of those heavy hitters now. So we got a noon kickoff. Golly, I kind of hate that it's a noon kickoff. Ohio State versus Texas. This is being played in Ohio. Ohio State is a 2-point favorite, which is essentially saying that they believe that Texas is a better team, but they're giving Ohio State the home field advantage. I don't feel like you can be the number 1 team in the country and then be an underdog in your first game. That don't make sense. That don't make no sense. Don't like it. Just got an FSU shirt for today's game. Go Dogs. What's up, Ram Dog? Church said he's making some ribs. I do love football season. It's the greatest time of year. Next to Christmas morning, it's the greatest time of year. And if my wife is watching, I mean, also Christmas, our anniversary, your birthday, the kids' birthdays, open house for the kids, our kids' football games, dance recitals, and then college football. But if she's not watching, Christmas morning and college football. So, all right, Ohio State. Yeah, there has been a bazillion videos made about this. They're giving Ohio State a 46%. Apparently, they think Arch Manning is the next football Jesus. He's going to make Tim Tebow, Cam Newton, and C.J. Stroud look like a bunch of geriatric invalids that can't walk. So for a football player who only had like a 64% completion percentage in high school, that Georgia absolutely body slammed. And let's see, he went 3 for 6 in the Georgia game. He's going to go out and play some elite talent. I think that Ohio State defense is going to be pretty stout. And yeah, I don't think Texas is going to win. So, ain't gone. Bacon's gone. Yes, sir. If you don't want to be here, we don't want you here. We love you, but bye. Yeah. So, send me rooting for the Irish. Just know it's out of disdain for Beck. Yeah, we'll talk about that game too. So, in my opinion, I'm picking Ohio State. No reason not to pick Ohio State in this game. Home field advantage. That place is going to be absolutely rocking. It's probably going to be the most aggressive stadium that he's ever played in. This is going to be probably the second best team he's ever played, maybe third. Well, I want to say it's going to be the best team he's played as a starter for sure. He didn't start against Georgia. He didn't start in the college football playoff, but this will be his first big start. And it comes on the road, hostile environment. The only saving grace is that it is at noon. Don't be mistaken. The Iowa Buckeyes fans will be out in droves. It's going to be electric up there. We're going to watch that game. It's kicking off in about an hour. Beck, way overrated. Facts. The reason that people are hating on Beck is because of a number of reasons. Number one, he talked about how bad the fans were at Georgia. Number two, when we were down a bunch of points in the first half of almost every single game, the camera would flip over to him and he'd be on the sideline. Just happy as a clam. Guess what? Not time to be happy. I don't think the team liked him very much either, because the moment that Gunnar Stockton came in, it was like somebody poured napalm all over the Georgia team. They got electric. 2 of the top 5 passing seasons in UGA history. There's a lot to be said for, can you throw the ball and are you a competitor? Yeah, he can throw the ball. Was he a competitor? Not in my opinion. Bennett, the best UGA quarterback in history. Mr. Bennett is 1,000% correct, and some would argue the best in all of college football. Beck had his mind on something or someone else last year. Also, the other thing that irritated me was that he said he was going to go pro, and then he didn't go pro. He transferred to Miami. So, commit to the G or get to stepping. And yes, I am one of those fans that if you go somewhere else, if you go there under open and honest and just, upfront pretenses, then yeah, by all means, go have a great season, enjoy it. Yeah. What's his name? Quay Robinson. Golly, he was. I wanted him to play at Georgia. He played at Georgia, and then he transferred to Mississippi State. I wasn't mad about it. What's up, Keith? Man, getting some legends in here today. Oh my goodness, that's the original. This is the original Georgia fan for me. I was a Georgia fan growing up. Keith went to the University of Georgia, and it was kind of his passion that got me involved. And I think I've overtaken him a little bit. That may be a possibility. I don't know. I have to double check with him. Chief Keith. You know what? Of all the years, I've never said that to him. What games am I watching today? What games? I'm watching them all. Watch them all. I'm gonna have 10 televisions going. I may even put up the projector for the Georgia game. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I bought a brand new TV to watch college football on, but I also have a projector that's 1080p. I may throw that up on the wall too. I don't know. We'll find out. Oh, let's get into it. Back to Georgia versus Marshall. This is going to be an opportunity. It's a 3:30 game. It's also playing at the same time as Penn State. It's also playing at the same time as Florida State and Georgia. Oregon's playing at 4 o'clock, but they're a bunch of nobodies. The only really named game in this time slot here that's going to be worth watching is Georgia if you're a Georgia fan, because you want to see how Gunnar Stockton is going to do, and Alabama versus Florida State. Alabama should absolutely crush Florida State, but I want to see what's going to happen in that game. Alabama's favored by 14.5 points. I feel like they can do better than that. They have a lot more talent. They have one of the most talented rosters in all of college football. I am not a fan of Kalen DeBoer. I don't think he can coach his way out of a wet paper bag, but I'm going to be watching that game for sure. The reason that week 2 and week 3 have nothing is because I think a lot of teams have scheduled they've had this particular season, everything's light up front and heavy at the back end. And as we get further into the conference game schedule where Georgia's playing 9 conference games, you will see a lot of these lesser unknown teams go away. But you can't really help that, if you're a Georgia, if you're an Alabama, if you're a Tennessee or whomever, you're going to have a couple of good games up front. A lot of coaches want to make adjustments, so they schedule these other teams in there. By the way, Georgia doesn't make their schedule like we think they do sometimes. There's other factors that go into play. A lot of these schedules are made years in advance, so you don't know what quality these teams are going to be. Like if somebody told you 3 years ago that Arizona State was going to be ranked number 11 this year, you'd have been like, what? And you'd be like, yeah, Miami's going to be 10, Notre Dame's going to be 6. You'd be like, okay. But then if somebody came out and told you that, where's it at? That Kansas State and Iowa State were going to be top 25 components, you'd be like, okay. But the Fighting Illinois was going to be 12. You'd be like, that doesn't make any sense. So when you look at these teams down the road, you just don't know who you're going to get. FSU and Bama will be close to half. I don't know about that. I'm fine with the 9. I'm fine with the 9-game schedule. That doesn't bother me. I think it's a great opportunity, for one, to get players to see all of the different teams home and away in a 4-year rotation. I think that's a little bit of a way also to kind of get players to stick around. Because, I'm sure they're going to transfer for money, but it's like, man, if I play one more season here, I'm going to see everything. I'm going to see every place we play, plus all of this stuff. Maybe that's foolish to think that, but that's what I think. Georgia versus the Thundering Turds. Georgia should blow this game out. I'm interested to see how we do. I want to they talked about bringing rivalry games back. Everybody we play is a rivalry, sir. Everybody. We need to win all of them 50-0. Georgia has 3 rivals: Georgia Tech, Auburn, and Florida. You could argue that there's an ability to make Alabama a rival just because we're the 2 heavyweights in the division with the longest standing. And if you're a Texas fan, don't come in here saying Georgia-Texas rivalry. You're 2-0 out of the gate. Beat you heads up with the quarterback you have now. It's not a rivalry. So you do something against Georgia consistently enough to make it a rivalry. It's not a rivalry. Georgia's got to play Alabama this season, and Georgia needs to win that game. Just to be able to consider that potentially a rivalry, we have to be able to do something. At this point in the season, though, when Georgia plays Alabama, it's very possible that both teams will be undefeated. We know teams above us are going to be losing. So, straight out of the gate, Ohio State's playing Texas. So there's going to be a loss. There's going to be some shakeup. These 2 are going to continue to move up the ladder. If Alabama doesn't lose anything, Georgia doesn't lose anything, this should be a top 5 matchup. I feel all SEC teams are a rival. Absolutely. We want to win every game we play. We want to win it every game we play. And if you say, oh, well, other conferences, well, this is the SEC. We can't sit there and tout how good we are and how tough we are and all this other stuff and then shy away from playing a 9-game conference like every other conference is playing. You just can't do that. If you're going to be the biggest, the baddest, the toughest, you got to do it. I, too, am pulling for Ohio State today. I'm also pulling for Georgia. I will be pulling for FSU just because I don't like Alabama. I think Alabama's going to win. Still going to pull for FSU. Let's see. Oregon over Montana State. That's a duh moment. Oklahoma versus Illinois State. Another one. Florida versus Long Island University. I'm interested to see if their quarterback is going to be able to play. I don't know that he's going to even be able to play. Kansas State. It's crazy that Kansas State where's that? Kansas State playing North Dakota, 7:00. That's not the game I thought it was. Never mind. Texas A&M might lose to UTSA. I'm just saying. They're a 24-point favorite, so it means they'll win by 7. Vanderbilt is unranked, which is crazy to me. I think they're going to destroy Charleston Southern, 7:00. Keep an eye on that game. Clemson LSU is the game everybody's going to be watching this evening. I've got Clemson. I don't think it'll be close. I think Clemson wins by 10, and it's because I think Dabo's going to outcoach Kelly. Michigan versus Ohio State. Michigan. The Texas Tech versus Arkansas Pine Bluff. How many teams does Arkansas have? Good Lord. They have more teams than Texas, I swear. Ole Miss, Georgia State. I'm taking Georgia State just because Georgia State is Georgia, and I hate Ole Miss. SMU versus Eastern Texas A&M. SMU is favored by 50 points. Some of these spreads today are insane. Texas Tech's favored by 53.5 points. It's nuts. Also, Arizona State is playing. I'm going to pick them. Tomorrow, Sunday, 7:30 game, Miami versus Notre Dame. Pulling for Notre Dame. I don't like Notre Dame. Pulling for Notre Dame. They beat us last year. That's fine. Can't root for Carson Beck. Bailout trader. South Carolina, Virginia Tech. I'm looking forward to actually watching this game. I think South Carolina is going to be able to put up some big numbers this year. I am a fan of Sellers. I'm buying on that team. I'm really interested to see how they do. They kind of got their stuff together at the end of the year. Gus will have something for Bama. I think he will too, but we'll see what happens. Auburn fans happy this morning. I bet they are, man. Richard Talley, thank you so much for being here, sir. I'm glad to have you. Thank you for joining the BDB community army, degenerates, hopeless college football, washouts that we all want to be. So we also have some different kind of videos that we do throughout the year. If this is your first video, let me give you a little more information. If you've made it this far, you clearly have a football problem. We also do live shows throughout the day, so I'll do halftime reports, usually the last couple of minutes of the half, last couple of minutes of the game, and then usually after the game, I might give a little bit of commentary on what happened during the game. Also, watching I'd like to do how fans watch the game. We have a segment here on the channel that we do how fans watch the game. It takes me a while to put those videos together, but it's kind of a montage of the good things that happen and the bad things that happen, set to music with a lot of memes in it. It's a lot of fun. I like making them. They take forever though, and I'm pretty exhausted when I'm done doing it because it takes a lot of mental energy that I don't have. So yeah, but we'll get those out this season too. Also, where are the Dion fans? What happened? What happened? Oh, I know. Here's what happened. Georgia Tech came all the way up to How My Stadium and broke a foot off in that ass. That's what happened. Haynes King, which is an animal, who is their best weapon, and during the first quarter, their greatest weakness. They turned the ball over 3 times in the first 8 minutes. Don't know how to use timeouts. Yeah, I was screaming at it the TV. I was like, Are you even going to try here? You're in this game. You're in this game. You can call a timeout. You have 2 left. Just call the damn timeout. Give your team a minute to coordinate it. No, what did he try to do? He tried to show you. He didn't try to show you. He did show you. He doesn't know what he's doing. He has no clue. How can you be a coach that coached and played football as long as this man has and has no idea that when do we use a timeout? Let's go into the locker room at the end of the game with timeouts. Get the Lord out of here. Second saw your prediction video for Georgia. Was there another? Okay. I don't. I'm glad you saw that video, sir. Let's see. Back to my rant. Haynes King threw for 13 for 20 for 143 yards. That's like 12 yards a pass, guys. That's 11 and a half, 12 yards a pass. Salter was 17 for 28 for 159 yards. That's like 9 yards a pass, somewhere in there. Not great. I mean, good, but not great. Welch had 11 carries for 64 yards. Decent enough. Haynes King himself had 19 carries for 156 yards. And when I tell you, man, he looked in the latter part of this game, he looked just as good this year as he did last year. There was a moment there where Buffalo had a chance in the fourth quarter to put this game away and then absolutely squandered it. Don't know how to use timeouts. Can't throw a football. Can't catch. Can't stop the run to save their life. What was the total? Where's the team stats? Where's the box score? Give me box score. Georgia Tech rushed for 320 yards. They rushed for 320 yards. Every team now knows Deion is just a hype man, not a coach. That's a fact. Jackson Arnold, one-dimensional. That's also true. But whenever you see Deion Sanders step out on the field, I just want you to know he has no clue what he's doing. I could take pretty much any member in this chat and turn them loose. And I genuinely believe after spending 4 years at any D1 school, they would have enough sense to go, hey, we hired you to be offensive coordinator because you're really good. And we hired you to be defensive coordinator, so you're really good. And we hired you to be an analyst. I need you guys to tell me when to call timeouts. But maybe he couldn't figure it out because he had his hat pulled so far down over his ears. Sir, this is not the look. I know I ain't no model. I know I ain't never going to be in an Abercrombie & Fitch banner in front of their store. I'm closer to being on a Slim Fast before and after picture that failed than I am to ever doing any of that. But, dude, what is this? Does anybody tell me what this is? You got millions of dollars. Buy a damn hat that fits. At least when you wore the cowboy hat, it didn't look retarded. My God. I can't stand that guy, man. I cannot stand that guy. I don't think I ever will. And what's worse is that you got all the Deion fans that, you know what? I'm not getting into it. I don't need this morning. I don't need this. I got college football on. I got my coffee. I'm going to drink my coffee. Man trying to impersonate Dumbo. Hold on, I'm coming. You coming for what, that L? Because you got it. Take it with you. Oh, you didn't have to go back home? You're already there. Toted that L all the way to the locker room. Get out of here. I hope they fire him or I hope he quits. So sick of Deion Sanders. And it's not because – I like Deion Sanders when he played for the Atlanta Braves. I like Deion Sanders when he played for the Falcons because I didn't have to listen to him talk. I didn't have to see him treat students and players the way that he treats students and players. And if anybody wants to jump down in the comment section and start talking about, I don't know what I'm talking about, me and you will line up together. We will do a live show on whatever night you want to do, and I will show you the receipts, sir. Now, I know everybody ain't religious. That's all well and good. You don't have to be religious. Some people are. But if you're going to be religious, are you going to say you're religious? If you're going to walk the walk, talk the talk. If you're going to talk the talk, then walk the walk. But he talks the talk. He don't walk the walk. He says one thing, he acts different. But anyway, let's get off that soapbox. Moving on. Watching this Alabama, I can always tell. I can always tell when I start rubbing people the wrong way because I start losing viewers. That's okay. I'm going to be me. You don't have to like it, but I'm going to be me. That's the only way I know how to be. FSU, Alabama. Not a fan of Kalen DeBoer. I don't have any reason to believe that Kalen DeBoer is a great coach. I haven't seen him do anything. I see Alabama losing a bunch of games this season. They should win this game off just talent. But I think that in the future coming years, you're going to see more and more of a step back from Alabama, just like I said. And you're going to see the recruiting start to drop down because these players are beginning to understand that he can't coach them up. And let me pull this number up. I want to make sure I get this right. So last year, come on, internet. I need you to internet for me. They had 10 players that went to the NFL draft, which is solid. Don't get me wrong. But respectively speaking, let me see if I can find it. Alabama had 7 players drafted in 2025, which is the least amount of players that's been drafted from Alabama I want to say Nick Saban had 7 one time. Now you're going to have Alabama fans say that, well, that's because 2022 they had 7 players drafted, 10, 10, 7, 10, 10, 10, 12, 10, 7, 7. So the 7 was in 2022, and then back before that it was in 16 and 17. So it's not common. 8 minutes. All right, I'll see you here in a few minutes, brother. I'll be out in a minute. But yeah, so it's starting to look like they're stepping a little bit back. Bama fans are going to tell you, oh, we're just keeping a lot of guys. No, you're not. A lot of guys left. We'll talk about that later. But I'm still picking Alabama to win this game. So I'm going to jump off here. College football starts here in about 30 minutes. Got some running around to do. Gonna meet my good buddy, Jay Shipes. If you guys can see in the video, this guy has a monstrous sound system. Last time he was over here, I lost 3 feelings. I loved it. All right, guys. Appreciate you being here. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You're going to be going live today, throughout the day, for different games, different shows. Tomorrow, we'll also be going live. We're going to be talking about that Notre Dame, Miami debacle, where Carson Beck's going to lose his mind when he lays on his back for 60 minutes. Yeah. So enjoy it today, y'all. Trenches is on the right way. Would have been nice to have met. Yeah. So see you guys. You know what we say around here. Have a great day. God bless. Go Dogs.